This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. Yesterday, Ilham Aliyev went to Stepanakert for the first time as Azerbaijan's president, raising an Azerbaijani flag in the main square of what used to be Nagorno-Karabakh's largest city, now a ghost town. In a lengthy address, Aliyev hailed Azerbaijan's capture of the region last month as a historic victory, derided Nagorno-Karabakh's former leaders as clowns who await their deserved punishment in prison in Azerbaijan, and pointedly made no mention of the more than 100,000 Armenians who were forcibly displaced from their homes in Nagorno-Karabakh last month. Continuing, Aliyev threatened Armenia against ever thinking about revenge, adding, "I do what I say and everyone knows it, including Armenia. Don't forget the 2020 war. Don't forget last month's military operation." Videos released by his office show Aliyev in military fatigues touring empty government buildings in a city that has been almost completely abandoned. After keeping Nagorno-Karabakh under near total blockade for more than 9 months, Azerbaijan launched a lightning offensive against the region last month that left hundreds dead on both sides. After fewer than 24 hours, the Nagorno-Karabakh government agreed in a Russia-brokered deal to disband its army and dissolve itself, sparking a mass exodus of Armenians from the region. Russian President Vladimir Putin has insisted he is ready to visit Yerevan, even though Armenia joined the International Criminal Court earlier this month in defiance of repeated and unusually strong warnings from Moscow not to do so. Appearing to downplay Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's decision not to attend last week's summit of ex-Soviet countries in Kyrgyzstan, Putin said late last week Pashinyan's absence was due to quite understandable circumstances, namely the tragedy of Nagorno-Karabakh's Armenians. Continuing, Putin said, "Pashinyan and I remain in constant contact. When the situation in Armenia normalizes, I will visit, and Pashinyan will come to Moscow." Earlier this month, Armenia's parliament voted to join the International Criminal Court, which issued an arrest warrant for Putin in March for alleged war crimes in Ukraine. Armenia's membership in the tribunal means the country's authorities may be expected to detain and extradite Putin should he visit. However, Armenian officials have repeatedly signaled they are prepared to provide foreign heads of state with legal immunity in order to facilitate official visits. In addition, Putin made a point of saying he believes Armenia is not going anywhere from the Commonwealth of Independent States, one of several post-Soviet groupings Armenia has membership in. That came after Pashinyan insisted in an interview with Armenian public television last week he is not changing Armenia's foreign policy vector, despite fraying relations with Russia and deepening ties with the European Union. The State Department has refuted as inaccurate a story in the US newspaper Politico saying the department is concerned Azerbaijan may launch military operations against Armenia in the coming weeks. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned a small group of lawmakers last week that his department is tracking the possibility that Azerbaijan could soon invade Armenia, Politico reported late last week, citing unnamed sources familiar with the conversation. In response to the story, which garnered widespread attention in Armenia, department spokesperson Matthew Miller yesterday told Armen Press, Armenia's state-run news agency, that the report was inaccurate and in no way reflects what Secretary Blinken said. In turn, the journalists who broke the story for Politico said on X, formerly Twitter, that they stand by their reporting, noting the State Department initially declined to deny the accuracy of the piece. The Armenian government today evacuated 190 Armenians, including 70 children, on a charter flight from Tel Aviv to Yerevan amid the ongoing war in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. The evacuees include both Armenian citizens and ethnic Armenians who do not hold Armenian passports, according to Ani Badalyan, the spokesperson for Armenia's foreign ministry. The Armenian embassy in Tel Aviv last week urged all Armenians in the region to register in preparation for repatriation flights, after Palestinian militant groups led by Hamas launched an unprecedented offensive against Israel from the blockaded Gaza Strip, prompting Israel to declare war and begin devastating retaliatory strikes. In related news, Armenia's foreign ministry confirmed today it has so far not seen any reports of ethnic Armenians among the thousands of people killed or injured so far in the hostilities there. Most of the several thousand Armenians living in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories are located in Jerusalem. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 1,850,000. That's the number of tourists whom Armenia welcomed in the first 9 months of this year. That puts Armenia on track to smash its all-time record for yearly visitors. For more on that story, you can also take a look at our latest interview with Sisian Bogosyan, the head of Armenia's state-run tourism committee, who sat down with us last week to talk about turning Armenia into a world-class travel destination. The full conversation is up now on our website and YouTube channel. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.